Melakim 1, 1 Kings chapter 1. And sovereign Dawid was old, advanced in years, and they covered him with garments, but he could not get warm. So his servants said to him, Let them seek for our master the sovereign a young woman, a maiden, and she shall stand before the sovereign and be his companion, and shall lie in your bosom, so that our master the sovereign gets warm. And they sought for a lovely young woman in all the border of Yisrael, and found Abishag the Shunammite, and brought her to the sovereign. And the young woman was very lovely, and she was a companion for the sovereign, and served him. But the sovereign did not know her. And Adoniyah, son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I reign. And he prepared for himself a chariot and horsemen and 50 men to run before him. Now his father had not worried him at any time by saying, Why have you done so? He was also very good-looking, and he was born after Absalom. And he talked with Joab, son of Zeruiah, and with Abiathar the Kohen, and they supported Adoniyah. But Zadok the Kohen, and Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, and Nathan the Navi, and Shammai, and Rai, and the mighty men who belonged to Dawid, were not with Adoniyah. And Adoniyah offered sheep and cattle and fatlings by the stone of Zochileth, which is by Ein Rogel. He also invited all his brothers, the sovereign's sons, and all the men of Yehudah, servants of the sovereign. But he did not invite Nathan the Navi, or Benaiah, or the mighty men, or Shelomoh his brother. Nathan then spoke to Bathsheba, the mother of Shelomoh, saying, Have you not heard that Adoniyah, son of Haggith, has become sovereign, and Dawid our master does not know it? And now, come, let me give you advice, and deliver your own life and the life of your son, Shelomoh. Go immediately to sovereign Dawid, and say to him, Did you not, my master, O sovereign, swear to your female servant, saying, Certainly your son Shelomoh shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne? Why then has Adoniyah become sovereign? Look, while you are still speaking there with the sovereign, let me come in after you and confirm your words. And Bathsheba went into the room to the sovereign. Now the sovereign was very old, and Abishag the Shunammite was serving the sovereign. And Bathsheba bowed and did obedience to the sovereign. And the sovereign said, What do you want? And she said to him, My master, you swore by Yahuah your Elohim to your female servant, saying, Certainly Shelomoh your son shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne. And now look, Adoniyah has become sovereign, and now my master the sovereign, you do not know about it. And he has offered great numbers of bulls and fatlings and sheep, and has invited all the sons of the sovereign, and Abiathar the Kohen, and Joab the commander of the army. But he did not invite Shelomoh your servant. And you, my master, O sovereign, the eyes of all Yisrael are on you, to declare to them who is going to sit on the throne of my master the sovereign after him. Otherwise it shall be, when my master the sovereign rests with his fathers, that I and my son Shelomoh shall be considered sinners. And see, while she was still speaking with the sovereign, Nathan the Navi also came in. So they informed the sovereign, saying, Here is Nathan the Navi. And when he came in before the sovereign, he bowed down before the sovereign with his face to the ground. And Nathan said, My master, O sovereign, have you said Adoniyah shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne? For he has gone down today, and has offered great numbers of bulls and fatlings and sheep, and has invited all the sovereign's sons, and the commanders of the army, and Abiathar the Kohen. And look, they are eating and drinking before him. And they say, Let sovereign Adoniyah live. But he has not invited me, your servant, nor Zadok the Kohen, nor Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, nor your servant Shelomoh. If this matter is from my master the sovereign, then you did not let your servant know who should sit on the throne of my master the sovereign after him. And sovereign Dawid answered and said, Call Bathsheba to me. So she came into the sovereign's presence and stood before the sovereign. And the sovereign took an oath and said, As Yahuah lives, who has redeemed my life out of all distress, even as I swore to you by Yahuah, Elohim of Yisrael, saying, certainly Shelomoh your son shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne in my place. Even so I do this day. And Bathsheba bowed with her face to the earth, and did obeisance to the sovereign, and said, let my master sovereign Dawid live forever. And sovereign Dawid said, call me Zadok the Kohen, and Nathan the Nevi, and Benayahu son of Jehoiada. And they came before the sovereign, and the sovereign said to them, take with you the servants of your master, and you shall have Shelomoh my son ride on my own mule, and take him down to Gihon. And there Zadok the Kohen and Nathan the Nevi shall anoint him sovereign over Yisrael, and blow the horn, and say, let sovereign Shelomoh live. And you shall come up after him, and he shall come and sit on my throne, and he shall reign in my place, for I have appointed him to be ruler over Yisrael and over Yehudah. And Benayahu son of Jehoiada answered the sovereign and said, amen. So says Yahuah, Elohim of my master the sovereign, as Yahuah has been with my master the sovereign, so let him be with Shelomoh, and make his throne greater than the throne of my master sovereign Dawid. Then Zadok the Kohen, and Nathan the Nevi, and Benayahu son of Jehoiada, and the Kerethites, and the Pelethites, went down, and had Shelomoh ride on sovereign Dawid's mule, and took him to Gihon. And Zadok the Kohen took a horn of oil from the tent, and anointed Shelomoh. And they blew the horn, and all the people said, let sovereign Shelomoh live. And all the people came up after him, and the people played the flutes, and rejoiced with great joy, so that the earth was split by their noise. And Adoniyah and all the guests who were with him heard it, as they had finished eating. And Yoav heard the sound of the horn, and said, why is the city in such a noisy uproar? And he was still speaking. Then see, Jonathan came, son of Abiathar the Kohen. And Adoniyah said to him, come in, for you are a brave man, and you bring good news. But Jonathan answered and said to Adoniyah, no, O master sovereign Dawid has made Shelomoh sovereign, and the sovereign has sent with him Zadok the Kohen, and Nathan the Nevi, and Benayahu son of Jehoiada, and the Kerethites and the Pelethites. And they had him ride on the sovereign's mule. And Zadok the Kohen and Nathan the Nevi have anointed him sovereign at Gihon. And they have gone up from their rejoicing, and the city is moved. This is the noise you heard. And further, Shelomoh sits on the throne of the reign. And further, the servants of the sovereign have gone to Barak, our master sovereign Dawid, saying, let your Elohim make the name of Shelomoh better than your name, and his throne greater than your throne. And the sovereign bowed himself on the bed, and the sovereign also said thus, Baruch be Yahuah, Elohim of Yisrael, who has given to sit on my throne this day while my eyes see it. And all the guests who were invited by Adoniyah were afraid, and rose, and each one went his way. And Adoniyah was afraid of Shelomoh, and rose, and went, and took hold of the horns of the altar. And it was reported to Shelomoh, saying, look, Adoniyah is afraid of sovereign Shelomoh, and look, he has taken hold of the horns of the altar, saying, let sovereign Shelomoh swear to me today that he does not put his servant to death with the sword. And Shelomoh said, if he proves himself a worthy man, not one hair of him is going to fall to the earth. But if evil is found in him, then he shall die. And sovereign Shelomoh sent, and they brought him down from the altar. And he came and fell down before sovereign Shelomoh. And Shelomoh said to him, go to your house.